I've been thinking a lot about patterns that I have and trying to find yarn that will go well with yarn that I already possess in my craft room. So this episode is really about showing you some kits, so to speak, of things I've pulled together for future knits. I've also got some happy mail, and I found a sweater that my mother knit for me decades ago. So grab something to drink, grab a project, and let's chat. Hi everyone, my name's Diane, and this is my pink bathtub. There are no pink bathtubs here, but I used to own one years ago in my life, and I didn't really enjoy it, so bit of an ironic name, but my name nonetheless. I live in the center of Canada in the province of Manitoba, and I'm here today to share with you some patterns that I have been finding in my craft room in the craft room cleanup of 2024 to get organized. I've been deep diving and looking at patterns and trying to find yarn to go with these patterns so I could start bundling stuff up to make projects. I also have a couple of items of happy mail to share with you today, one I have not yet opened, and let's get started. I'm really determined to find patterns that are going to work for me with the yarn that I have. But I thought I would share with you some little bundles that I've been putting together, kind of like the mystery sock bundles, but these ones aren't mystery because I can look in the bags, of items that I want to make in the future. And if I'm not sure what I want to knit on, at least I have some projects that are available. One of them is mittens, but these mittens are going to be for me, not my market mittens. I bought a kit a while ago from Maxim for Thrummed mittens. I've never made Thrummed mittens before, so I'm actually quite excited to do it. It came with a ball of Patons classic wool. This is 100% wool. It's a 4-weight yarn. I have a lot of this in my collection of yarn, a lot, and I'm going to start using it more, I think, to make toys. I know maybe it's crazy to make toys with 100% wool. I also have a lot of this in their superwash, which is probably more of the options I'm going to make, but that is a 3-weight yarn. And it came with 2 packages of this natural wool roving, which I guess was from Clover. It looks like on the inside of the mitten when you put in these little tufts. So I think this is going to be a fun project, and I'm pretty sure I will wear them. It's just something to make for myself. It's a bit of a selfish knit, but I've been holding on to this for years, and I really need to make it. Who here has made a love note? A few of my friends have made them, and I have finally gotten the pattern. You can make it as a short sleeve top or a long sleeve top. So I'm thinking this might be a good option to make for 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, which I have a lot of. And I recently got this in my Aberdeen's Wool mystery bag. I have 2 of these Remix Lights, which I think would be really nice with this. I really like the color on me. It is a 3-weight, but it is a thin, I think it's a 3-weight because of some of the flex in it, as you can see. So there's 432 yards per ball. I have 2 of them, and there is some blue in here and white, probably because of the linen. It's catching the linen out of it. It is a mixed bag of content that is in this yarn, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. I also have a chunky version of this in almost like a raspberry color, and I have a pattern in mind for that as well. It's called the Icebreaker. I'll put the photo here. I have yet to buy it on Ravelry, but it is in my wish list to buy. My mother used to buy Woman's Weekly, I believe it was called. Every time we were in the grocery store, it was one of those magazines that was always in the checkout line. And it had anything from recipes to craft items to sometimes knitting patterns. And she made me this years ago. This was called Sweater with a View. And I guess she probably bought the identical yarn that was called for in this sweater because it's identical. I don't think I appreciated her knitting and her crafting when I was younger. I definitely don't know if I was knit worthy. I guess she thought I was. There was many sweaters that she made for me over my lifetime. In fact, I remember her asking me about one in particular and asked me if I still wore it, and I said not really. And she asked for it back. And then she started wearing it, so that's a good thing. And I don't know whatever happened to that sweater. She passed away. Time has just flown by without her. I know that a lot of my talent that I have, a lot of my resourcefulness and craftiness comes from her. And I thought you might want to see this sweater. It was kind of cool to stumble across it. Also a Mary Maxim kit. And it came with all the yarn and even the buttons to make it. Button cabled poncho. This is the yarn. The Mary Maxim Tweed Irish Aran yarn, which is actually a very nice yarn. Very nice. I've worked with it before, and it is just an acrylic yarn, but it knit up really, really nicely. I really enjoy making cables. I've also got my Pussy Willow cap pattern for the hat set that I bought at Needles Craft Studio in Beausejour, Manitoba. That time I went out to meet Alice at the trailer. So this is definitely something I'm going to make up. It came with a 50-gram hank of Koigu. It came with some mohair that was hand dyed by the owner. It's the name of her hand dyes. And a pom-pom and a little leather patch that you would sew on. And the pattern that comes with it is Pussy Willow Cap. It is a free pattern. I will link it below. And I'm excited to see this worked up. I think it's going to be a very pretty hat for winter this year. I have so many things I want to make. Not that I am complaining about my market knitting, because I really do enjoy it, but it's been a bit of a grind. It's been a bit of a grind. And I want nothing but the freedom just to selfishly knit. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's a very foreign concept for me to selfishly knit. I've been so used to making things and gifting them to people, and then because I was making so much of the things I was making, I ended up trying some markets to sell it, and that really took off for me. And I've kind of been working my way up the craft market circuit to the point that I'm getting accepted into really large juried shows now. So it's an accomplishment, and it's a great thing because I can only do a couple big markets in the season, and I don't have to do one every single weekend, and I'll make the same amount of money because that's how large the markets are. That's how much foot traffic is at them. And you know, my plan when I retired was to knit a bit every month. And I'm really sick of making market makes, but I do have to keep doing it. Like, have one item on the go all the time so that I'm not just churning stuff out. And it really is in many ways something that's kind of like a slow fashion. I feel like my knitting is getting slower and slower, even for things that I make that has muscle memory that I don't have to look at the pattern. I was telling a friend the other day, I feel like I'm knitting underwater and I'm going in slow motion when it comes to my knitting lately. I guess I'm starting to get burnout from it. So I'm really looking forward to cleansing my palette and making new fun things. I can't wait. And my most prized possession yarn, my MCN DK weight yarn from Sweet Skein of mine, Sweet Amanda. This color is called Barnboard and I absolutely adore it. And I was gifted a couple of patterns from my sweet friend Laura at Mad Mimi's Farming and Crochet. Thank you again, Laura. And one of them was for a poncho, the Coorie in Poncho. I don't know if I said that right, the Coorie in Poncho. I am going to make the poncho with this yarn and I cannot wait. Not sure, I guess there could be pooling with this as well, but I think I'm going to just try and knit it, you know, the helica knitting, I think it's called, where you change every couple of rows. But the first part is strictly a ribbed neckline, and I'm just going to use the one with that and start and then see how it goes. This one I don't think I would mind if there was pooled colors together. Just love it. Do you know Anne from Toby Knits? Anne has become a new friend to me. She's just lovely. She lives in Ontario. She is formerly from Britain. I guess she'll always be a Brit, even though she's been living in Canada for 40 odd years. And she has a podcast. I'm going to link her below. She does cross stitch, she does knitting and crocheting, and she does quilting and sewing. And she's kind of grouped up her episodes that way now, that on Mondays she does her knitting and or crocheting. On Wednesdays she does her cross stitch, and on Fridays she does her sewing and quilting. And I've been a little enabled by her with the cross stitch, and it's really gotten me back into my cross stitch. And I did reach out to her because she also has an Etsy store and she sews project bags and she sews bags to hold their cross stitch items in. And I thought that was a cool idea and something that I didn't have. But what I really wanted was her little, I think they're called itty bitty bags. Look at it. It's got a fox on it. It's got a square bottom so it can sit up. And I haven't been cross stitching much because of my market stuff, but I've been using it to put any of the ends in when I've been cutting tails off of my knitting projects. Isn't it cute? I had reached out to her and asked her if she had any chicken or fox fabric. And she said, oh, I probably have some chicken stuff. And then I didn't hear from her. And I told her I wanted one of these bags. And then I noticed she was doing Halloween bags, and then she was doing some of them for the holding the cross stitch items in. And I just reached out to her and said I was going to remind her about, looking for fabric for me. And she sent me this picture and said that she had made this for me. It's like, oh my gosh, I just love it. How much do I owe you? She goes, oh, no, it's a gift. Can you believe it? So sweet. So she sent me this itty bitty bag. And again, I've linked her Etsy shop below and her podcast. Look at the foxes. I just love them. And you guys, she sent me this bag. Look at the fabric to hold my cross stitch stuff in. It is just gorgeous. So this has right now a full magazine that I'm using for my pattern, and then I have all of my floss and bits in here, and I'd normally put the fabric in as well, but I have it on that stretcher, Thank you so much. And I just love it. It is so well made, you guys. You got to go over and check it out. And she does project bags for knitting as well. I have this little bag. I don't want to offend anybody, but it has the F word on it. And I bought this from a friend who sews locally, who I do markets with. And inside it, I just put my floss and my extra bits. I like pretty things, coffee, and the word F. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean. Sorry. So I was just thrilled. I put a little package together for Anne. Actually, we did a video chat, and I have a lot of cross-stitch supplies from years ago, so I kind of grabbed a couple of things that I think she might like and asked her if she wanted me to send her some. And then I also sent her some yarn. One thing I sent her, and we're doing twinsies, so I don't know when we're going to do this, but one thing was a hank of yarn, and I kept one for myself, but I've already put it in my mystery sock box. But I'll show you what the color is here. And we're going to make a pair of socks together. Now, she also designs socks. She's a sock designer. Like, what doesn't this lady do? So we're going to do some sort of sock sometime in 2025 together. And because it's a simple, solid, kind of plain color, I think it would be really great to do something with some texture, because I think I'm going to be doing a lot of vanilla socks at first. And the second thing I sent her was I sent her the pattern for the Coastal Drift mittens, which look like this, and they take DK weight yarn. And we're going to be twinsies on that too, because that's another thing that I've been wanting to make. Actually, I have it here. I have the world's worst printer. Look at it. Okay, so I bought this pattern on Ravelry. It's only $5, Coastal Drift mittens. This is what it looks like. And then I also gifted Anne a pattern through Ravelry and bought her the pattern as well and sent it to her. I sent her a hank of this vintage DK Berroco yarn. So this is going to be what we're going to use to make these mittens with. I'm excited about that as well. Thank you, Anne, so much. I love that we're getting to know each other, and you're just one province over. We're already scheming, how can we get together with Alice and hang out? We're not that far. We'll figure it out. She also sent me this very cute handmade card, so thank you. And finally, I received another piece of happy mail from Sarah Nickel. Sarah has a channel. She hasn't been recording much lately. I've been kind of encouraging her to, you know, get back out there and film a few videos if she wants to. No pressure, Sarah. But she's so sweet, and she is such a kind supporter to a lot of people in the crafting community here on YouTube. I have it here. I just opened it because it was all taped up, and we're gonna see what she sent me. Oh, this says open last, spoilers inside. Okay. Oh my gosh. She sent me this really cute insulated mug. Look at what's on it. It's a chicken. Just keep crafting, just keep crafting. chickenboostusa.com. I don't know what that is. Thank you. Oh, I love it. I'm going to be using this a lot. Oh. Sarah. Look at this. It's a little bag with a fox on it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, it's going to be a cute little project bag that I can take out. Oh, and it's got like a long thing that you can do like a body body strap on it. This is going to be perfect for all of the socks I'm going to be making. Thank you so much. I love this. Everyone knows I've been pretty crazy about foxes lately. Oh my gosh, Sarah, this is so sweet of you. And I've got something here. WC. I don't know what don't know what WC is. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, Madeline Tosh. I don't have any Madeline Tosh yarn. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oh my gosh, Sarah. Thank you so much. This is called A Room of One's Own. 100% merino wool, fingering weight. Oh, it's gorgeous. Thank you so much. 420 yards. And dyed in Texas. I didn't know that's where Madeline Tosh was from, Texas. Oh my gosh. That is gorgeous. Wow. Thank you so much. Here to open this card now. My birthday was at the end of August, and she kept emailing me and apologizing that my birthday present was late. I'm like, why are you apologizing to me? That is just crazy. Oh, she says, I know the Mad Tosh isn't quite your color, but it's fingering weight like you've been saying you want to try. I've enjoyed watching and getting to know you. I hope now you consider me a friend. Sorry it's late. Well, that's silly. Sorry it's late. Thank you, Sarah, so much. It's so sweet of you. Thank you. I can't believe this. I mean, I love the yarn, but I think I love my fox like the best because you made it. You two people are the best people. They really, really are. I'm just blown away. Thank you. Thank you to Anne and to Sarah for the wonderful gifts. Until next time, my friends, take care and bye for now.